it going, everyone? It's your boy Brian back at it again with another episode of the High Notes Podcast. As always, I'm joined here with my co-host,
AP.
Melly.
All right, gentlemen, this week we have an action-packed episode. We're going to be talking about the racist white lady that went off on a little 5-year-old, GTA 6, major announcements surrounding it. But gentlemen, let's start off right off the bat with this racist lady goes off on a 5-year-old. Gentlemen, I want to open up this section with a simple question. When is it okay to throw slurs at a child?
Maybe never.
Yeah, man. I don't think you should throw slurs at a kid. How old was the kid?
The kid was 5, and the child in question in this was a 5-year-old black autistic child.
Damn. That's crazy.
Now, here's my thing. So, something that I've noticed, I don't know if anybody else has picked up on this, racism as a whole has been slowly normalized. And what I mean by that, for instance, if you go into the comments on Instagram on have you guys ever seen a racist post on Instagram where it's it's a racist joke or something like that?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever noticed the comment section?
Yeah.
It's slowly over time, it feels like it's being normalized.
And they use the ninja.
Yeah, they use the ninja in order to hide what they're saying.
Emoji,
yeah. I feel like that's something that's been on the rise, specifically on Instagram. Twitter has always been extreme, so I've always been it is what it is on Twitter. But
it's normalized.
Yeah, it's way more normalized over time on other platforms. What do we think on this, gentlemen?
Yeah, I have seen that.
So
recently, a couple months at least, a whole bunch of crazy posts.
So I've been seeing posts. It's both. Well, on IG, I see it from both sides, right? It's people who would post a video inviting other people to make fun of the person. So I'd send a video to Melly that was a guy on a motorcycle who was black saying, "I'm tired of using the N-word. Somebody give me some more racist stuff to say."
Yeah.
To the ninjas. And then he had the ninja emoji like you stated.
Yeah.
So it was just a whole bunch of people just throwing slurs out there. Mm-hmm. And the author was liking everything. Now, it's it's different because they're just giving him slurs. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he invited that to happen. You know what I'm saying?
He asked for it. Correct.
And so that when you do it like that, you get the interaction and people take it as a joke.
Correct.
Now, that's what I've been seeing on IG. Now, on the other side of stuff, it'll be a normal video. And if the slurs start going off that, then it's OD crazy.
The entire comment section just jumps in on it. Yeah. They go crazy for no reason. Yeah.
So that's what I've been seeing from what you've been saying about racism being normalized. Because if you're inviting it, then it's kind of it's lighthearted in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Now, some of the comments that I've seen on IG specifically, it's if you try to put any type of good comments, sometimes somebody will put why is this on my racism app? Somebody will really write that in the comments. I've seen that before. Huh?
What does that mean?
But that's exactly what it means. They say this is my racism app. I come here to be racist. I don't come here for happy stories or nothing like that. There are people that specifically go onto Instagram now specifically
with
for that.
Burners, right?
Yeah, with burners, yeah.
Oh, you should know about burners.
They're not insane.
You know about
I don't have an IG burner, no. I don't have a Finsta.
Yo, that's crazy, though.
But that's something that I've noticed over time. Now, have you guys in your personal lives, have you guys experienced any, increased racism inherently or, by accident? Have you guys noticed that at all around you?
I'm not going to lie. I was, in 10th grade. And I did track and field just to do it. And they had me throwing the javelin, right?
Okay.
And I swear, a kid from another school was yo, he's a spear chucker. Bro, isn't that insane?
Fuck!
But he didn't say it to me.
Yeah.
He said it, somebody heard it, and then somebody told me. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
I'm no black, I'm Dominican, Papi. Nah, that's crazy.
Nah, that is insane.
But as far as racism, that's probably the extent that it went to.
That's the most recent that you can remember off the top of your head?
Nah, if we talking back in high school, man, yo, the craziest.
Okay.
Racist fucking experience.
What was that? What was that?
Like to your face though?
Like, yeah, was it blatant?
It wasn't randoms.
Yo, let me tell you this story, bro.
All right.
It's crazy because I told my girl this story like earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like in 11th grade. I was in English class, right?
Okay.
Let's call this teacher Mr. Iguodala.
Okay.
You know, the English teacher, Mr. Iguodala. So Mr. Iguodala, he was cool people. I had him like in 7th grade. It's 11th grade, you know.
Was he white or black?
He was white. He was white.
He was a white child.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's probably a crazy name for a white guy, but
Okay.
we gonna do what we do. All right, so boom. And I used to sit by. I don't remember. I think I used to sit like next to this one white kid, and he was, I guess like he had problems,
Okay.
You know,
Hearing problems, mental problems. What kind of problems?
like mental problems.
Okay.
Yeah, so like he was the type of dude to come back and yeah. So all right, so boom. And this class, I don't know what I was doing. I was probably like clicking my pen or like tapping my pencil or something. Mm-hmm. Or I did something. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did. Yo, but this kid, right? He like stood up. He looked at me. He was like, "Yo, you know what? You are really a
Middle of class?
middle of the class, bro." Nah. Yo, he stood up, right? He just looked at me. He was like, "Yo, you know what? You're really a..." Yeah, and Mr. Iguodala, right? All you see is his eyes just go like his eyes just.
He didn't know how to react.
Yeah.
How do you react in that moment?
He just took the kids like straight to the principal, or like he took them straight out of the class. That shit was crazy though. And then what happened after that? So boom, he come back. Mr. Iguodala, he comes back with the principal, and who's the other principal?
Vice principal.
And the vice principal,
Assistant
principal, yeah. And it was just asking me like, "Yo, are you okay? How do you feel?" Like I don't even know how to feel. I was just like,
you don't know how to react.
I was shook. I was like, yo, I was shook. I'm like, damn.
Cause you would never expect somebody to just stand up and say that.
Yo, cause he really just stood up. Like that's why I'm tight. Cause I don't remember what I did. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I said like he got like problems. So that's why I said like I was probably like clicking my pencil or like tapping my foot or something. And that shit probably just triggered him. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yo, and I had multiple classes with him.
Okay.
Yeah, so boom, he just stood up. He was like, yo, you know, you are really a...
Yeah,
so was that like your man's at all? Or
Nah.
He's just a kid.
Nah, hell no. Yeah, he's just a kid in the class. Yeah.
Okay.
But
that's even crazy if it's your man.
yeah, that would have been crazy.
Actually, it's crazy.
It's less crazy. Yeah, you're right.
Well, standing up and saying it is insane. First of all,
yeah. If we had like a friendship or something,
yeah, like some type of established.
But he just did not give a fuck. Like he just didn't care. Like he was just like, yo, let me just say it to him. Like boom. But like I don't know. Like I never heard anything about him snapping about that. Like or to anyone else. Like he's a. I told you like he has problems. So like he would do shit, but not that extreme though.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And now that I think about it, like it's kind of crazy that like there was like no like backlash after that. Like he like.
Now when did it happen?
It was 11th grade, so
what year would have been?
I graduated 2018. So boom, it was like 2017. Yeah, it was like ending 11th grade, so like 2017.
That's kind of close to the height of like the
Trump
culture
wait,
and shit like that.
When was Trump elected? 2016?
2016, yeah.
That probably just gave him the energy, like, yo, fuck it.
He just went crazy.
But I think he was suspended like a couple days. I don't know how long, probably like 15 days. I don't know, but like after that, like nothing really like.
So wait, was he spazzing out on anybody else, or you were like the only one that he spazzed out on
that day? Like in that class?
Well, you said you had multiple classes with him, right?
Yeah.
So was he like spazzing out on any other classes or no?
That's what I'm saying. Like say someone would my friend Wally, you know Wally, he could co-sign this. He was in that class.
Okay.
He could co-sign this, and like as I told you, like yeah, like he had like problems. So say someone would like or like shit like that. Mm-hmm. You know, like he was, I think he was like autistic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so like the noises bothered him, shit like that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like any little shit would bother him. So like, but no, as I said, like no, nothing extreme like that. Like he would say like he would tell somebody like, yo, stop doing that, or like yo, and he was kind of like he was like one of those annoying kids in class. Like he would just ask the teacher mad questions and shit. I don't know. He was just yeah.
I got you.
So he just flipped the whole. He won 100 on you.
Yo, he went crazy, more than 100. It's crazy.
So
like I was just stuck. I was like, I was dead ass like this.
How the fuck are you gonna react?
So how were your classmates acting?
They was just like,
Were they shocked?
Nah, yeah, they was shocked too. They was like,
Like, what do you do?
yeah.
You know the
And
kids in our
that's
school.
even harder
Yo.
predicament because it's like you're gonna beat up on the autistic
So
kid
that's-
afterwards.
That's what I'm
It's a
saying.
lose-lose
Yo, my
situation.
friend, right? My friend told me he was like, yo, if I was you, my friend is black. You know what I'm saying, like for the audience, I'm Dominican. People say I'm black, but like you can say whatever. Yeah, I'm black basically, you know. But yo, my black friend, he told me he was like, yo, if I was him, I would have beat his ass. But I like me thinking, bro. I'm
He would
like,
have looked
lose.
crazy.
I'm like, yeah, he spazzed out on me, but like that would have been like that would have been worse if I like come on.
Yeah, because then it's literally like a lose-lose situation. That's like some shit you just got to take on the chin. And it's not, and you're not really losing in the long run. All right, so let's say you spazzed out on them at that moment. Now everybody be like, Melly just beating up on autistic kids. You know what I'm saying? But at the moment,
Yo, that would have been crazy.
But at the moment, right, you were upset, and it was warranted because he just started, calling you out of your name for no reason for clicking the pen. But in the long run, like, what if you did do that? Now, some people would say it's warranted, but it's not really warranted if he has mental problems. You know
So I'm
what
saying, and I knew he had problems,
Right.
You know? So like,
So and especially in our school districts, everybody in the classroom would have been egging it on. Everybody in high school. It doesn't even have to be a school district. Everybody in high school would have been.
By lunch, everybody knew the story.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I would
damn.
imagine.
Yeah,
Crazy. But
that's literally like a lose-lose situation.
that's what everybody said. Yo, you should have beat his ass. You should have beat him up.
Nah, you just gotta take it on the chin.
You know, like they the same people who would have been like making fun of me if I did beat him up.
Right.
Like, come on, get out
Right,
here.
and then I don't know about you guys, but I would have felt bad if I had to beat up on an autistic kid.
Yeah, I would have been like, damn.
Oh, beat up by this. Yeah,
Like, man, I
shit
let
would've
the
been
anger
crazy.
get the best of me. That shit was wrong.
that would have been worse.
It would have been way worse. How about you, Brian?
Now, me personally, I've always been like, I've always kept like a vigilant eye. I knew when people had like racist intents, even if they didn't think about it in like on the first half. But then like after like when you sat down and thought about it, you're like, damn, yeah, that was racist, low key.
Like the low key shit.
Yeah, like the low key shit. But recently, I've actually been noticing a lot more of the overt shit. So I was in the hospital this week, and I was sitting in like the waiting area, and there was a white guy sitting a couple chairs down to my left, and there was, I'm guessing, some type of African or Haitian woman that was sitting a couple chairs to my right. And the Haitian woman, you can hear her like talking in her native tongue, and I could hear the white guy on my left like mumble some shit under his breath, and he was like, that's some shit that happens in other countries right there. I was like, what do I do in a situation like that? Like, he said it to himself, but it was loud enough that I could hear it, but I don't think she was too far away. I don't think she noticed what was said. I was like, I don't even know what to do in that situation.
So he let his intrusive thoughts win.
Yeah, so I've been noticing that has been slowly happening a lot more like out in the open.
Right.
Now, aside from that, like other experiences that I've had, do you remember the one time we went to a party? I forgot where it was. It was somewhere down in Wilkes-Barre, over by King's College somewhere. And it was one of your friend's house. And somebody had come to the door, and apparently they saw us in there. And the guy who was hosting the party kicked the other guy out, and then he came back to us and told us that he kicked them out because he said that there were black people there.
I low-key remember that.
Like, that shit happened.
That shit was like 15 years ago, bro.
It was a while ago.
Sheesh.
Like that shit does happen sometimes. Yeah. You gotta be actually like paying attention for it to happen. Because if not, you probably won't even notice it. Or it'll pass you by the side, and you wouldn't even notice it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like you were saying, like the low-key shit too, that's like, not really meant to be racist, but it's kind of stereotypical. So I'll give you an example. I joined the baseball team in high school.
Okay.
Right? I'm fucking ass at baseball. I suck. Tell me why everybody on the team is like, yo, you're Dominican. You're supposed to be good at baseball.
Supposed to be good.
I was like, damn, bro. It's not even my main sport. It's like, damn. But yeah, there's like some low key shit that be happening. But as far as like to our faces, I haven't experienced like directly to your face. Like you go back to your country. None of that stuff.
Yeah, no one's ever tested me like that. Because trust me, I'd end that shit quick.
But he got the blicky now. He got to end that shit quick.
But gentlemen, going back to this Shiloh Hendricks story. So Shiloh is the woman in question. Did you guys watch the actual TikTok video itself? Did you guys watch the video?
So yeah, I breezed through it. And this is what I think, honestly, right?
So the incident apparently starts off camera. The guy starts recording after she said it the first time.
Right?
Yeah.
So from what I'm gathering is the kid went up, took her diaper bag, and then she started saying the slur to him, right? Mm-hmm. And then the guy comes up to him with a camera, and then she's like, "I'm calling him what he is." Mm-hmm. Right? That happened. And then he's like, "Why don't you say it on camera?" And she does it.
Yeah, she triples down like 5 times.
Then she goes and makes a GoFundMe talking about help me protect my family. Now, could you give me more insight on why she made the GoFundMe in the first place?
So this is the confusing part. So it wasn't a GoFundMe. This is actually a different website called Give Send Go. I actually added it into the Keep if you guys want to see some of the donations. So essentially what she's claiming is that after that video went viral, someone had leaked her personal information and she's been getting death threats to the point where she actually wants to move and relocate to a different location because of the amount of hate that she's been getting online. Now, if you go onto this donation site, one thing is very clear. Her goal was, I believe the original goal wasn't as high as we are right now. The original goal was the original goal was $1 million. In 5 days, she has raised $745,000 in 5 days.
So I actually seen somebody talking about it. I believe it was on Twitter. And they were saying that, so you know with the whole, is it Carmelo Anthony? Mm-hmm. So they're saying with the whole Carmelo Anthony thing, like all the angry Caucasians because of that saw that video, started donating. And that's where the correlation happens.
So if you go into the donations, so this is the crazy part about this. You could sort it either by top donations or if not, just by random donations. Some of the people that are donating are Robert E. Lee, as the Confederate Robert E. Lee, donated $5. One guy's name is Don't Apologize, Walk Away. Another guy, I believe, one guy donated $20 and put white solidarity. Like, the racists are out in full force on this one. And it's kind of wild because you normally don't see them because they normally tend to operate in the backgrounds on Twitter. Right. But again, $745,000 don't come from anywhere. Like, there are that many people that are on board with this lady's cause.
So
wait, where's she from? She from the U.S.?
Yeah. Yes. So the original story happened in Massachusetts. I believe I
thought it was Denver.
No, it wasn't Denver. The location of the park, it happened on May 7th at Soldiers Field Memorial Park in Rochester, Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota.
Yeah. So that's where the original incident takes place. So I'm going to assume she lives somewhere around Rochester, Minnesota.
Yeah, she would have to live in Minnesota. So this is like another thing that would get brought up is freedom of speech, right?
Okay.
So she said what she said, obviously, and now they're bringing in freedom of speech into it, right?
Okay.
Which is like a reach, technically, because you just explained that the kid was 5 years old and autistic. He's not gonna be, you know, there's no ill intent other than, you know, what it is. But a lot of people are claiming that it's freedom of speech in a sense.
Okay.
And that they're limiting her freedom of speech by bashing her after that video went viral. But at the same time, right, the people who are bashing her would be the same people that are saying this is like an infringement on her freedom of speech, because technically we're in America, you can say what you want.
To an extent.
Yeah,
we gotta be careful. To an extent.
But those are the same people that like not putting their real names on the donations. Like, why are they hiding?
I believe you on that.
Because now you're hiding when you believe in freedom of speech.
They don't actually believe it as much as they pretend to.
Because they're scared.
Want it. Yeah.
So then it comes into a morality standpoint where they kind of know it's like not right to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know something what my mom always told me?
What's that?
If you can't do it out in public, then you know it's bad.
Yeah, agreed. 100%.
Like if you're doing something like hiding and shit,
Uh-huh.
you know it's bad.
Yeah, you know that morally speaking, it is wrong.
Right.
You don't want to admit to it, but you know that it's wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
So even if she didn't know that the child was autistic, it's still a 5-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's kind of fucked up.
That's very fucked up.
And the other thing is, you know how they say that like racism is taught, right? She was carrying her kid.
While doing it.
While doing everything.
While doing it.
So it's like, it's kind of crazy.
That's insane. If you ask me, that's beyond insane. That lady should be held to the full extent of the law for harassment of a child.
Right.
Like that was just pure slurs for no fucking reason.
Right. and now, not to play devil's advocate, but going back to the Carmelo Anthony situation, right?
Now, I'm not too 100% sure on that story. I've never like actually looked into that whole situation. I see people talking, arguing about it all the time.
They're arguing, and then it kind of gets the story misconstrued because apparently he was getting harassed, so he had to move. That's like the last update that I heard. But some people were saying that the kid went into his tent and it was in self-defense, right? That he was like bullying him and stuff like that. He went to his tent because it was raining or something like that. And the guy was trying to kick him out, and then it turned into a scuffle and he got stabbed.
Gotcha.
So you got one side of Twitter saying that why was he bullying him? He was just in a tent, all this other stuff. Then you got the other side saying, why does he have a knife with him?
Okay.
And now until the actual like,
which side is arguing what?
You know which side's arguing what, man.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume that the
black Twitter is arguing that it was self-defense.
Okay.
And then the other side is arguing that he should have never had weapons on him, and it's technically murder, which it is murder.
It is
at the
murder,
end of the day.
But there's different classifications to murder.
Right.
Yeah.
So
has the court trial been ruled yet?
So I think that's still in process of what's going on.
Okay, so they haven't even come to a conclusion on that.
Yeah, and I feel like with that's a situation that has to go to trial. And I say that because if you're getting your news from the news articles, they don't have the full story when it comes out. It's like breaking news, and people just bite off of that.
Yeah.
Then you have like he say, she say, like people on TikTok going, this is what really happened. But how do we know that's actually credible? It could be
very true.
It could be he said it to her and then they said it to them. And you know, it's like playing telephone. By the time it gets to the other end, the story's different.
That's how most of the internet operates, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah. So
in that situation, I feel like I'm not going to judge nobody. I can't really, first of all, I'm not picking a side regardless. Because I just don't have to pick a side with that. Because we don't have all the facts out, right?
I agree with you.
And then, in this case, with the woman with the kid, it's like that you could obviously that it's wrong.
Yeah, that's an open and shut case. There shouldn't be any argument on this. There shouldn't be anybody siding with her at any point in time in this. Like the people that are siding with her are literally putting up Nazi-like comments and shit like that.
Right.
Like they're putting up like the numbers 1488, which actually like references like Nazi Germany. Like shit that only like deep white supremacists would know. Like that's the level of people that are currently defending her. She is wrong. Very, very wrong. Let's be very clear on that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then in the recent news, did you see the cop, the guy who killed a cop because the cops in that city shot
his kid? I saw that.
Did you see that? Now, this is like the actual, like from all the information I gathered, I think the dad is super in the wrong. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Both parties are in the wrong in the situation.
That is correct. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you why. All right. So the son and like 3 other people allegedly stole a car. So you know,
already doing some dumb shit.
Yeah, already doing some dumb shit. Now the cop supposedly shot him because he said he had a gun and he never had a gun.
Okay.
Right?
Which happens way too often, unfortunately. But if you're stealing a car, you should already be thinking of those type of consequences in your head.
Yeah, but do you think you're gonna? Yeah, it is vehicle, and I guess they were all like high school kids. You know, you do some dumb shit while you're in high school. Does that warrant you to die though?
No.
Right. But on the cop side, if he actually really thought he had a gun, you have to defend yourself.
I agree. But you're the trained professional. In
Exactly.
That
That's what
you're
I'm
the
saying.
trained person, yeah.
So he goes the next day, his son passes away. He goes to the police station to watch a body cam video, and he sees clear as day that the kid did not have a gun.
Correct.
He just got shot, right? Now, that's like, in this case right there, that's super fucked up. But at the same time, to be fair, like, your son already died.
Correct.
Just sue the shit out of the police department, get your bread, move on with your life.
Mm-hmm.
He took it one step further, right? Now,
I think he didn't take it one step further. He took it one step extreme.
He took it to the max. I agree with that. Now, in some scenarios, you could do eye for an eye, and it'll be, all right, you did that to him, he did it to you, now it's warranted. But he went out and basically rammed into like a part-time cop that had nothing to do.
Unrelated officer.
It was like the first person he saw, and he killed him.
Yeah.
So
Fucking
it's like,
crash out.
Yeah.
I get that you're trying to get your get back, but if you're gonna get your get back, get it on the person that did it.
Now, did you see that guy's the one we're talking about, like his court hearing, like the photo of the police that were all around him,
Yeah.
like the entire police force was standing behind this guy at court. Now, here's my thing: the judge that allowed that guy's a criminal. Why are you allowing for that level of intimidation in a courtroom? That should not be allowed in any way, shape, or form. So again, the city went even more fucked up after this guy got fucked up. Yeah. So it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it is a really like, what the fuck are we doing? Not as like, just as humanity.
Yeah.
Because imagine you just doing your job, Brian, and out the blue you're getting smoked for something you have no idea that you're not even involved in.
Unfortunately, that's part of just random life altogether. You sometimes
so crazy,
shit just pops off, like you just don't know, you can't control it. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
That's why you always gotta live life like you can't be in bad terms with somebody.
That's facts. Don't waste your time like with grudges and shit like that. That's
Exactly.
a waste of time. That is a waste of time.
Yeah, man. It's just like you holding on to that anger in the long run does more damage to you, because I could be mad at either one of you guys and none of you motherfuckers gonna give a fuck.
Exactly.
Like, what do you even
Yo,
know?
like imagine you and me have beef, right? And imagine you at the bar and you with Brian, and Brian be like, yo, I'm at the bar, I'm with McNasty, and imagine I don't go because you there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's mad weird, like.
Yeah,
And that should be happening all the time.
all the time. But it's just like, as a shred as humanity, it's kind of crazy. But if you think about it in the global side of things, that's just like one instance across the whole nation. But it gets focused on so much by the media
That's the
that
other
it
thing,
infects
yeah.
other people.
Yeah.
So now it's like, now people are choosing sides because it's a big story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which it is a big story because,
Correct.
teenager died and then a police officer died.
That both of them needlessly died in this situation.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, I feel like something that I don't have any like concrete evidence on to prove this, but specifically when you talked about the news, I feel like the news highlighting certain things promotes it to continue to happen. Like specifically for like school shootings and stuff like that. Since it gets so much television playtime all the time whenever one happens, I feel like that causes more school shootings in the long run.
Think
with
about it.
copycat killers.
Yeah, exactly like you said, a copycat killer. Like, what if somebody's like, all right, this is my final straw, my 13th reason why, like,
Let me go out with a
let
bang.
me go out and just blow this up because I seen it got mad media attention. They're going to all feel this pain and I'm going to be famous, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're all gonna finally know me.
Right. So,
shit.
and that's the thing. And it's like, even if you look at the news in itself, you could see that they're divided. And it's mostly by political party. And by that, I mean, Fox focuses on, Republicans? And
Conservative views.
Conservative. But we know what that means.
Yeah.
And then, CNN?
CNN is more liberal or...
Exactly. So
left leaning.
to be fair, it's like not even really news in a sense because it's not the straight facts. It's they're gonna give you the information, but they're gonna skew it to their side.
You know what the only thing that I don't like, even if you go to, let's say, an extreme news source like OAN News and then another extreme like MSNBC, like they're both politically, they're really far apart from each other. If you go on Twitter and ask somebody like, what do they think about like NPR? NPR tends to normally be very neutral. They just report on the news. Or if not even the Associated Press, like the AP is what other news sources use to get their news. But if you post the AP on Twitter and it's something that somebody doesn't like, they'll be like, oh, they're left leaning. And I'm like, they're literally you can ask Grok and Grok will tell you that is probably one of the most reliable news sources you can go to. But they don't care about that. They only care about being right.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. So like you're saying the AP News just posts the facts.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
this
just
is what
the
it
facts.
is. This will happen.
Yeah.
All right. And then other people take it and then make
And
their
then they
own.
convert that into their story.
That's what I'm saying. It's like people watching it, they're only gonna get what's shown to them through these news stations, right? And it's gonna be twisted in the way that they want to be portrayed in.
It's always gonna shine a light on the negative.
Yeah,
Absolutely. 100%.
that is true.
And that's something that I feel like that's something that should be regulated heavily. It should be the government should step in. You shouldn't have people with certain political interest owning news sources. I feel like that's a bad idea. I feel like the news should be completely independent of any type of like money or government altogether. The government should step in and just completely separate the two because rich people use the news to control the poor people.
Right.
Yeah. That's why, think about why Elon Musk bought Twitter. It's one of the most influential platforms. He literally shaped an entire election off of buying Twitter. Like that's, you shouldn't have that level of control. You should not, at any given point in time. I don't think rich people should have that.
But at the same time, it's like, people should just do their own research on it, right?
Okay.
But some people don't. They just go off of what the news says because they believe is a credible source.
But that's the thing. A lot of people just don't have the time to do the research. Some people just don't have the time. It just doesn't fit into their day.
But I feel like if it matters to you that much, why wouldn't you dive deeper into it?
Because it doesn't actually matter to people that much. It's the
what I'm
internet. Everybody wants to have a comment.
Cause say I go to work, and in the break room they have the news on. Like those people, like my coworkers, they don't be like, oh, let me whip out my phone and be like,
Double check.
Yeah. They just go off of that. They be like, oh wow,
Exactly.
and they can move on with their day. And then they talk about it with their other coworker,
Right.
and it just spreads like that.
And that's why I really don't watch the news, because I am the news.
Boom. So I got a question for you.
Go for it.
Does the world strive or run on negativity?
Does it run on negativity? No. It gravitates towards it, though. It doesn't run on it. It gravitates towards it.
Yeah.
So, for instance, the first ever, like, cop chase where they, like, broadcasted, like, a cop chase, like, that was so fucking out of the wild to watch, like, a police chase from the air that it became an entire thing. Now, whenever there's a like any type of chase on like the freeways or stuff like that, they will literally turn to live TV to show
Play that
shit
shit for
happening.
like an hour.
Yeah, like that is, and
I
that's
know
what
what you're talking about. Yeah.
people gravitate towards that because it doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
People believe it does because of the news. They believe that it's happening all the time, but it's actually very small cases. We're talking like less than 1% of the time. That's how it makes it onto the news.
Yeah.
But if we don't strive on negativity, then why do we eat food that we're not supposed to be eating? Why do we listen to music that's talking about murder, that's talking about negativity? Why are we, like, we go on Instagram, we see freaking girls freaking doing sexual shit, freaking... We go on YouTube, we see people getting cut up and shit on Facebook, on all of this.
It's a
Everything
shock
is so
factor.
negative.
It is a shock
It's a
factor.
shock factor because that doesn't happen in your day-to-day life. Watching it online like happen like out of nowhere, you're like you get intrigued. Your brain goes, I've never seen this before. I've never heard this before. I've never ate this before. So your brain automatically goes, let me see what else this is about. And you keep and then the problem is that the algorithms are trained to give you stuff that you want to see. So if you're deep inside unconsciously looking for that, the algorithm will keep feeding you that.
And you know it's gonna get progressively worse because speaking for myself, right, when I was younger, back in the early 2000s, you were still a young boy, grade school.
God damn.
I remember the craziest thing on the internet when I was younger was 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
Oh yeah, that was insane. When that shit
Bro,
dropped-
watching the first clip, I was about to throw up. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And now it's like, imagine all the other shit you've seen growing up on Twitter 100 times worse than that.
way worse.
Like
yeah.
mutilation. And now it's like you get to a point where it's like, all right, I seen this before, so now you're kind of numb to it in a way. And then that kind of like,
I
it's
ain't
like a
nothing
tolerance.
to know 2 girls, 1 cup though.
That's like the first time you seen it, bro. I almost threw up my whole life.
I was little when I seen that shit. Yeah.
Damn, nigga, you were little? I was like 13.
I had to be little because my older cousin showed me that shit. I was like, damn. That shit.
Now I will say
And
that
imagine me, bro. I was little.
in the
But what's little?
like how old were you?
He was 13. How old I had to be? No.
Yeah, but I didn't watch it as soon as it came out because it's been out for a while.
Yeah, I was just gonna
you
say
know-
because I watched it. Shit, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember. But
Yeah.
I was a young.
And that
boy.
was the early early
crazy.
2000s were the early days of the internet. So you had to really go searching for shit like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like readily available. You had to really know where you
Where
were
to go.
looking. Yeah.
you wasn't
Yeah.
gonna type it in on YouTube and it was gonna pop up.
Yeah, no.
Nah, yeah. I remember like being younger, the craziest stuff I ever seen was South Park. Like
That's up until that point in time.
Yeah, I was like staying up to like 10:30 to watch South Park on like a Tuesday, Wednesday. And I was like, yo, they actually could say this on TV. And now that shit's like normal, bro.
damn. Yeah.
What was the craziest like late night TV show that you like stayed up all the time for? For me, it was Robot Chicken. I could stay
all the
up
time?
fucking forever. To
Nah,
watch
Robot Chicken was fire, but I think like the weirdest shit, it was Super Jail. You remember Super Jail on?
You watch Super Jail?
Yeah,
What
that
is
shit
that?
was crazy, bro. I think that shit
So
fucked me up.
It was like a trippy show. It's
It was
like
trippy, but it was like vulgar and it was like graphic in a way.
yeah.
Like,
Super
it was,
Jail.
It was show
Yeah,
like,
it's like an animated show.
Yeah.
It was on Adult Swim.
Nah, you know what I remember? Like when I stayed up late was Robot Chicken and like Aqua Teen Force.
oh yeah,
Aqua Teen
yeah,
Force.
Aqua-
Aqua-
Aqua
yeah.
Teen-
That's
Aqua
another
Teen
classic.
Force.
Yeah.
That's a good
bro.
one. That's a good one.
Yo, I think I was the
like the
only
only thing I
kid
remember.
that really liked King of the Hill. I feel like no
King-
other
Yeah, I know.
kid.
I never
Yeah,
got
as
to
a
that show.
kid,
It
nah.
was just like
But later on though, it's not
like a
bad though.
vibe.
Yeah,
I
you
liked
just, It's like the type of shit you watch like in the hotel or something.
yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
You throw that shit on in a
that
hotel, or go to sleep to it. Like comfort, like a comfort
Yeah,
watch.
it was a comfort. It was like it was cool. It wasn't anything too crazy. Aside from like what's his name, man?
Bobby.
No, not Bobby. The crazy guy, the conspiracy theorist with the glasses. That son is clearly Indian, and it's the Indian guy's kid,
Oh.
and he's raising it thinking it's his.
Was it the
That was like the craziest
blonde?
part.
He
Yeah, the blonde
blonde?
guy, the crazy dude.
fuck? I forgot his name.
Not the one that be mumbling. Not the one that in. The other one with the glasses and the hat that just used to go crazy, spazzing out, talk about UFOs and all this shit.
I know what you're talking about, but I forgot his name.
Yeah, I forgot his name too, man.
Nah, I might have to go back and watch that now. Low key.
I'm out to,
I'm kind of
I have to
curious.
spin back on King of the Hill.
Oh shit. But gentlemen, we got far off topic there. Going back to this racist white lady and almost millions of dollars that she's raised in donations. Do we think, what's the final verdict? Do we think that
There's some racist people in this
Yeah,
world,
it's racist people, bro. I feel
and they're
like
just encouraging it.
is racism?
That's what it is encouraging it. Because now somebody who probably just wants a clip that's not even really like that is going to say it thinking, all right,
Oh, boom! I'm gonna get
boom,
100,000 out of this.
All
I'm
I
gonna get
need.
famous. I'm gonna get all this, and this is all I gotta say. Then they're gonna do it, but then it's not gonna have the same effect. Like that guy could get his ass whooped.
very,
Good.
very much a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
that he still might get the bread. Cause like, yo, they just jumped him.
Word. Oh, they
jumped him for
beat me
saying
up
the
for
word.
being white. Like, no, dude, you just said that word. Like, what's
But
wrong
I
with
feel
you?
like it should be a respecting all around. Cause I feel like
That's all it is.
even like black people, Dominican people, they be quick to judge. Dominicans are probably like the most racist ones
In what sense? In what sense?
towards black people.
I feel like that has to do
like
with
quick
the
to
bad
judge?
blood between Haiti and the DR.
Yeah, I
That
feel like that too.
spins into that, and then if you go into the history of U.S. intervention into the DR, you actually find that a lot of the preconceived notions are actually based off of things they learned from U.S. intervention in the DR. So it's learned
believe that.
behavior that just hasn't been removed from our history over time.
Yeah, but I feel like everybody should just like respect each other. But
Agreed.
yeah, because every race has good and bad. So it's not like just because it's that race that they're a bad person. It's the way you act. You
I
know?
agree. That's
It's the way you act. Like if you act the way you're supposed to, be courteous, just be respectful. Like if somebody is respecting you, respect them back. It should be like equal respect, and that's it. Keep moving. But then it's like the notion of like where it's not a level of respect, or you think that somebody's inferior to you and you don't even know the person. I feel like that's kind of crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Agreed. Treat others how you want to be treated is the lesson that we will wrap this subject on.
But at the same time, at the end of the day,
Iwaseki.
yeah, I'm gonna keep going because at the end of the day, all you gotta do is mind your business.
Mind your damn business.
Mind your business.
That's it. That's
all you gotta do.
All right, gentlemen, but that brings us to the ad break. Do you guys want to tell the audience where they could find all of our socials if they are interested in following us on other platforms?
Just join us on our link tree. You can find all our videos and podcasts on YouTube, YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple Music, and Castbox. Join our conversation in our Discord. And Melly, take it off.
And if you're really liking this, you could follow us on our social media, Instagram, X, whatever, on our TikTok as well. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Moving on to a lighter subject, thank God. GTA 6.
Yippee!
I have not seen this trailer. Melly is the only person amongst us
Facts.
who has watched the trailer. Melly,
Wait, why haven't you seen the trailer?
I have a thing for trailers. I don't watch
Oh,
trailers.
yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
You got me
You know why I
tight. Like,
haven't
the
watched
game
it,
is
though?
a year away. That's not watching the
That's what I'm
trailer.
saying.
And
No.
that's the unfortunate part because now it's an entire year away. Why do you think they delayed it? They never gave us an answer why they delayed
Oh,
it.
they definitely delayed it just
Because they want to
so-
add more bubbles to the beers. Like, just drop that shit, bro.
I thought you was gonna say something else, buddy.
Nah. But I haven't watched the trailer because I'm tired of waiting, bro. If I watch it, I'm going to just be like, damn, I got to play it. So as long as I don't think about it, the date is just going to pop up.
Now, I have a very curious question for you, Melly. Something that's been bubbling on the internet right now.
Here.
What did you think about the quality of the trailer? Of the gameplay quality. What did you think about that?
Ooh, that shit was peak.
That was peak?
It
Peak.
wasn't even gameplay, though. I feel like that
It was,
shit
it was gameplay.
Yeah.
gameplay.
Rockstar-
Like, actually running?
Rockstar?
No, not.
Rockstar confirmed that it was a mix. It was a half and half mix. Half cutscenes, half gameplay. So they confirmed that. But I'm asking Melly a question because I want to see his take, especially because you're a console player. What did you think about like the quality of the what you saw in that trailer?
What do you mean, like the texture and shit?
Yeah, like the textures, the quality. What did you think? What do you think?
Like the attention to detail was peak.
Okay,
Was
okay.
peak. Like I can't wait for.
Did
this game to
anything
come
seem
out.
choppy or anything like off like that?
I don't know that I think of. No, I watched the trailer like 2 times.
Uh huh.
No, I don't think so. No.
So this is actually really interesting. So Rockstar has confirmed that trailer, that entire thing, was rendered off of a base P5. Not a PS5 Pro, that was a base P5. So just imagine what that game is going to look like on a PC alone. Just think about the PS5 Pro. What is that game going to look like? If it's that good, Belly.
I think, like, what I think too, I think they're like making a message with that too.
Okay.
Because they said that. It was like, no, this not no extra, this not no PS5 Pro.
Yeah, no,
it's
it was
not
a base
PC.
console.
No, this is the PS5.
Yeah.
Like the shit that came out, when did it came out? 2020 or 2019?
Yeah, it's been a
came
while.
out years ago. And then they're making like this type of quality, but it's not really.
That means that this game is highly optimized. For most developers, they can't
That shit
make
gonna
that.
blow up. I remember playing fucking GTA 5 on my PS3. That shit stopped working.
Nah, yeah, you tweaking.
I had to get a P4.
Nah, I never had that. I never had.
Yeah, I've never had a
That
console.
shit-
Nah, cause what do you think? Talk about it with Red Dead Redemption 2. That was like peak. That was probably at the top of the top that you could do with a
On
PS4.
that console, yeah,
and it was a
yeah.
PS4.
Yeah.
We talking about a PS5. And when did that game come out? That game come out like 2019,
Somewhere around there.
2025.
Yeah.
And it was like that's that was like their starting point. Was Red Dead Redemption. So now imagine what they've made from there.
Yeah,
Like that's
they've had a long time to polish this game, and if they think that they need another year to
Like
polish
I'm not even
out
mad
all the
about it.
bugs,
Like yo,
it
from
is
the
what it is.
from the trailer, like okay, so the trailer it had like a little bit of like two sides to it. So like at the beginning, it showed like the story,
okay,
showed the story, and then when I don't want to spoil it, or do you all care?
I don't care.
I personally don't
Yeah,
care.
so after like they showed like the story, they showed a little like the dude bailed out the second protagonist,
Okay.
bailed her out from jail.
Now this is something that they're doing in this one, where from what I've read so far, is that they're doing like a Bonnie and Clyde type of story.
Yes.
So you're actually gonna play your first ever female protagonist, and I believe her name is Lucia.
And she's rumored to be Dominican.
Is she okay?
Wanted to say that, yeah.
All right, that's cool. And then I believe that the guy is named Jason.
Yeah,
Am I correct?
Jason.
Something like that. Yeah. So this is gonna be one of those games where, like, similar to GTA 5, where you could switch between the three characters. I'm gonna assume that you could switch between the two main protagonists. Yeah. So that's gonna be an interesting
Dynamic.
duo.
Yeah.
Interesting dynamic on that.
Do they really have speed in the game?
Yeah, I seen that too.
Is that
Speed's in the
real?
game?
Yeah,
Is that real?
so supposedly there's like someone in the background
Okay.
of the trailer that resembles Speed. So he has Speed always wearing a soccer jersey,
Mm-hmm.
and you see someone recording him like a stream.
Shit.
So and he has like a crazy hat too. So
Okay.
so it's like rumored that Speed.
That's actually probably fire though.
Now some of
that's
the
funny. That's crazy as hell.
wasn't
Go ahead.
no, because wasn't there like a big thing with the dude from Florida who has tattoo on his face?
Yeah.
He was in the game. Now was that GTA 5 or the new one?
No, it's this one. Yeah,
And he
that-
was trying to
Is
get some
he in
money
it or
on
not? Is he in it or not?
That's
I
that.
don't know.
Well, yeah, he was in trailer 1.
Okay,
So
okay.
so he's probably gonna be in it.
All right,
they
all right,
they had
all
they
right.
had a whole bunch of people like they had like a crazy lady. They had this one like the one naked dude in the lawnmower like in the
Okay.
lawn. They had a whole bunch of like
crazy.
shout outs to like the real life.
Okay.
Now what
But
if,
I think that's one thing too, because supposedly like social media is gonna be like a big part of this game. So say you're watching like
real social media or
No, no,
online in the game social media?
No, in the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say,
Yeah,
I don't want my
definitely gonna
Twitter
up it.
feed showing up on my fucking GTA.
Because I feel like in GTA 5 you use the phone a lot. People are calling.
Yeah.
So what do you think they're gonna use for the actual like social media aspect? I believe
So
it's
for the
gonna be,
game?
like if you blasting people gonna tweet about it, and then your stars just keep going up because everybody be like, "Oh, I just seen them downtown. I just seen them." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That'd be interesting. That's an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, because this game, like the AI for the cops, is next level as well.
Okay.
So it's not gonna be like, oh, boom, you lose the cops, and then you walk by the cops again. They don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, nah, you gotta do like a whole bunch of shit.
So it'll be similar to Red Dead Redemption 2,
Yeah.
where it's like if you have like a wanted level, eventually, like if you pass by the cop and you stand near them enough, they'll figure out who you are and put two and two together.
Right.
So it's that kind of system.
So
okay,
you're probably
okay.
they're probably gonna do like a big thing on like disguises and stuff like that, and then it's probably gonna be like a bribery type. You know what I'm saying? Like a bribery type.
Now, are they gonna do similar to Red Dead Redemption 2, where you could go to like the post office and pay off your bounty?
Most likely.
They gotta do something like that if that's the case.
Well, probably like you gotta pay your bond.
Yeah,
or some
pay
shit
out
like
bond or
that.
some shit like that. Yeah.
I mean, they have to throw all those details in it. It's been in development for like what?
13.
Sheesh.
But
Who
you
put the
years?
post in the chat that like 100 million people died waiting for GTA 6? Was it one of you guys?
Nah, I don't
Oh, I
so.
think I put it.
Yeah, it was like 100 million people passed away waiting for GTA 6. So it's like, yeah, it's been a long time. I'm not gonna lie. But Brian, there's a character that looks like you in there too. I don't know if you saw that. I saw the
Who's that? Who's
screenshot.
that?
Some drug dealer. You know what I'm talking about?
Who?
I'll see if I.
So I know a couple of the characters based off of my reading. There's the one guy that's Bobby Ike. He's like
You probably talking about him.
so he's apparently, from what I've read, he is a former rapper or some type of
it was
drug
a
dealer or
rapper
something
dude.
like that.
Yeah, drug
turned
dealer.
like entrepreneur, and he owns like a bunch of businesses and shit like that. And then there's Saint Pierre or something like that, and he's like somebody signed to his label. And then there's two other chicks that are apparently like they're called the Dime or something like that.
The City Girls, the City Girls.
I was like, bro, that's the City Girls. What the-
So there's like a lot of like real life references in the game. So I saw like a lot of that from what I was reading. So I'm interested in at least some of the story that they've already built out.
Yo, like one thing about the game that I found cool too is say you see like a live news, you could go to the spot where that news is filming, and like that's happening like in real time.
Oh, that would be tough.
That is tough. I'm
Nah,
not gonna
that's
lie.
fire. That's
Like
fire.
they cooking.
You could be on
Dude.
TV.
You wish you had a bit
That's
like
crazy.
that.
Yeah, so that's Bobby Ike from what I've read so far.
Now,
Yeah.
are they gonna try to tie in all the GTAs into this, or is
No.
it like a separate story?
So this has Vice City in it. Vice City is part of the maps. I don't know about all of the other GTAs, and it can't, because you have to remember some of the GTAs are based in Los Santos is based off of California, so it can't be that close to Florida.
No, so
I heard there's 2 airports though.
so they can't. They could only do it with GTA 5. They could only do it with GTA 5 and GTA 4
Okay.
because that's like they have like different universes.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
those 3 games are part of the HD universe.
Okay.
And then I think the like San Andreas, Vice City, and GTA 3 are a part of like the 3D universe.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so like that's why you don't see CJ in GTA 5.
So then Vice City. So then Vice City is going to be in this
Miami.
map. Yeah, it's going to be a part of this GTA. So was that one based inside of the 3D universe?
The original one, no. That's the 3D universe.
Yeah, so they can play around with it if they want to.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
they'll
yeah.
probably throw some Easter eggs.
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, they can
That's
have
what I
some
mean,
Easter
like
eggs, but like I doubt
mission?
like the actor is gonna be in it, like Tommy
Oh, yeah.
Vercetti.
No, I don't think.
Oh, and that the voice actor, he actually passed away. Ray Liotta.
Oh, that
really?
sucks, man.
Yeah.
Now,
No, they definitely throw some nods in there. I definitely believe there's gonna be a lot of Easter eggs.
You probably gonna be able to you know his shirt, like that famous shirt.
yeah.
Probably gonna have to wear it.
it's kind of tough. Now, what mini games do you guys want to see brought back if they do have like little Easter eggs from the original Vice City? What
They should just show every minigame. I heard they're doing 3v3 basketball.
Because they had basketball in San Andreas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They gotta have basketball and they had on the bike as well.
Yeah.
Fuck it, give us a skateboard, give us everything. We waited
We do
13
need it.
years.
What if they just go crazy? They just make fucking Skate 3 all over again.
Do it. You're actually able to surf as well. So that's gonna
Oh,
be
that's
fire.
tough.
Yeah.
That is tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, at
Surfing,
this point,
I know
you
this.
gotta
I
throw
think there's
everything.
gonna be golfing. I'm not
yeah.
sure of tennis. I didn't
No,
see
well you
tennis.
could already golf and you could tennis as well.
Yeah.
In GTA
Oh, you
5.
good? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So they're definitely gonna go crazy with a lot of the mini games. What do you
Hunting
think
as
that they
well.
can add new that'll be like a random twist that you haven't seen in any of these games?
Say like live streaming as I said.
That'd probably be like a mission though.
Oh yeah.
I feel like there'd probably be a mission. Something new that they could add. I feel like
Yo, it's GTA. Like,
GTA
what haven't
5
they
had a
done?
lot of stuff. GTA 5 had alien references. They had
Let's go to space. We never went to space. I'm saying space, but like I doubt we're gonna go to space in this game. But I'm just saying like we never in the GTA game like we haven't done. What
There
haven't we
are
done?
space launches out of Florida. Like NASA is situated in.
And that's supposed to be in the game.
I don't know.
No, it is. It is.
It is,
And
it is.
You know what else is in the game? Disney World. I want to see Disney World.
Oh, amusement parks.
They're definitely not licensing. They'll definitely do like a copycat
Yeah.
ripoff of Disney World.
everything's gonna be like something different because the
iPhone.
Miami Dolphins are technically the manatees in this game.
Oh shit.
I saw that in one of the Twitter postings. So it's like they're changing everything around. Like they have a
the
basketball
stadiums
team
as well,
called
yeah.
the Narcos or something like that.
Okay.
And that's supposed to be like the Heat. What else? So like they're gonna add different twists to everything.
And that's the thing about GTA, since it's a parody of stuff. You'll also notice that with like with the cars, you'll notice a lot of cars that look like normal cars, like real life cars, but in reality they'll have like different cars that are they'll name it completely differently, like the Jester. Like that's not a fucking car. Like they'll do like crazy shit like that. So they always do
know that
parodies
car.
of real things in order to get around like licensing.
The bravado.
Yeah. So aside from like obviously like the missions and like the shooting and all that stuff, what's your favorite thing about GTA?
Before
not say
GTA 5, it was just the
any
actual
game.
like flow of the story. It was super engaging. It's always an engaging game. After GTA 5, it's the online. They figured it out.
Like a specific thing.
Yeah, like something that you like that GTA does, like that GTA does that no other game really does.
Can I say the story?
So,
Yeah, I love the story. Like the story is always A1.
for me,
They go really hard into actually like developing even like the random like NPCs in the city.
oh yeah,
Like sometimes they'll have a crazy backstory if you just follow them around.
or they just start yelling and running and floating.
Yo, I want to see that too. Like in Red Dead Redemption, you could actually watch an NPC wake up from his house,
Live their entire
some
life.
things.
build a house. Like you can see him chop a tree down, boom, and then take it to the house where he's building. He's building it, right? And then at the end of the day, he goes back to his house, and then he starts his whole day again.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that's insane. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to see that in a game.
In Red Dead though, like you know how you're in the mission with that girl and you had to go into town in that carriage, that big ass carriage. It's like in the beginning.
Yeah.
I killed the horse in the middle of the road, right?
And it was still there.
And it was still there. I couldn't move because it wasn't enough space to move around it. And like you had to follow the path to go back home because of dialogue, bro. Tell me why I had to restart the whole game.
Oh fuck!
Just
no.
because of that. But no, something GTA does that I really enjoy is the radio stations. It'd be like the craziest shit while you're scrolling through the radio station.
They are good. They
It's
are
like
good. though.
that's literally
I'll
like
give
the
them that.
top thing. Like they be having like talk shows and the lady be spazzing and the guys just egging her on.
And not even that, they go into really great attention to detail in the game because as you progress through the missions, some of the things that you do, they talk about on the radio.
Right.
So it's like they do really very specific attention to detail when it
Right.
comes to the radio station.
And that's what I want them to really load up on because honestly, if you get GTA 6, you're going to be playing that for like 100, 150, 200 hours plus.
Easy.
So I don't want it to be like the same dialogue because to be real, you're in the car about 60% of the time because you have to go here, go there, go there.
Yo,
And then like scrolling through, like you could scroll through the different radio stations, but honestly, it's gonna be like 3 that you really like, and then you're gonna stay on. So a lot of stuff in like GTA 5, it would get repeated and stagnant. So I hope they really go crazy with it.
Do you got
Yo,
what I
but-
really want to see?
hold on,
is-
let me show y'all what type of radio station I want in GTA 6. Like in GTA 4, I want it.
My man Ernesto Saltacunas. What's up, baby? I see you know what you do out there with the Liberty Swingers, all right? Go easy on the young ones, my man. I saw you on TV last night. Wasn't clean what you said.
Iconic.
Stay off that television set. You're talking crazy, looking crazy. Your clothes look crazy. You look ridiculous. What do you mean? What age are we talking about here? Keep our children away from you, my brother, all right? Stop touching the little ones.
What the fuck?
Like, and that's the type of shit that's like really interesting.
yeah.
And like even going back to San Andreas, like you know how you could just eat cheeseburgers all day and become fat as shit, or you could just hit the gym.
Great
I
attention
hope they
to
bring
detail
that
in
back.
game.
And
Or
then
the
you-
boxing too. You could like
Yeah.
take like fighting
Oh
lessons.
yeah, you
Yeah.
could train.
Yo, that game was-
I hope
That's
they
it.
bring that back.
Yeah.
because I feel like
Oh,
that
they
was
are.
a good one.
They
And
bring
then
everything
like,
back. They bring everything back.
so Brian, you told me that when you play as Lucille, you're just gonna give her a BBL and put her in the little shorts and just run around with her all day.
So from the comments that I
You
saw,
did say that though.
I did
Nah,
not
don't
say
be
that.
talking about
I
no
did not say
comments.
that whole thing.
He's talking about the comments.
I
Are you
throwing it
hyping him up for? What the fuck are you hyping him up for?
Brian told me he wants to do that and just stay in the strip club all day.
So somebody did ask one of the developers. I forgot it was
That
like
shit gotta be
Aiden or something.
insane in that motherfucker though.
I forgot if it was Aiden Ross or somebody else, but they asked like one of the developers, like,
I think I've seen that.
are you going to be able to like customize the characters, like the main story characters, to be like more personalized? And he essentially said, yeah, you can make them as you can make Lucia as girly or as manly as you want. You get to control that flow in terms of the narrative, and the story will adapt to it. So I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. They really thought this shit through.
Nah, that's fire.
She about to look crazy.
So is the story based around her or based around her and Jason?
From my understanding, the story is she just finally gets out of jail is the start of this story. And then there's some type of like bonding experience. I don't know if she has like a son or Jason has some type of son who they've long lost or something like that gets reintroduced. It's some story like that along those lines. Yeah.
For someone who ain't watched a trailer, you sure do know a lot. Motherfucker,
no, I read,
just
like-
watch a trailer.
So
At that point,
I've read enough into the backstory and like the IGN like reviews and the breakdowns of like things that you would have missed if you weren't paying a lot of attention to like the trailer or stuff like that. And like I've read a lot of that stuff, and they give like a really detailed breakdown of where this might be going.
so you watch like he's like Bill. He just watched a new Rockstars type thing.
The what?
Loser.
Melly knows. Jeez, nah, but that's like a game. That's like the only real game I'm excited for.
I'm just more curious. For me,
I can't wait for 2K26. I'm not gonna-
I'm
Fuck
tired of
2K, bro. I'm tired of every sport game. I'm not gonna lie.
You say you tired of 2K. When the fuck you play 2K?
I don't, and I'm tired of it. Like I don't have to be an expert at that.
You know what they should bring back? Like Street. Like
Oh, that shit was
Oh
fire.
yes.
I'd be like, bro, just bring that shit back. That
Bro.
shit will
Like
Like some
sell.
arcade game, yeah.
Yeah.
All of those games, I remember. I forgot which one. It was like I forgot what it was called, but you could play as like different characters. I think one of them was like Fat Joe, and it's like
Oh, Def Jam, the fighting game, right?
no, it wasn't the fighting game. It was a basketball game. I forgot what it was called. We had it on the PS2, but that game was
You can play as
crazy.
Fat Joe.
I think it was Fat Joe. It was at least a character
Fat
that looked
Joe.
like Fat Joe.
I know you can play as Fat Joe in Def Jam with all the rappers.
Is it like Slam basketball or some shit like that?
I think you're talking about Street. Was it like
On a
the dude with the
PS2, yeah, it might be.
Oh, what's it called
Like
on the
an
cover?
afro?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit
And
is
then you
street.
could get like different power ups to do dunks and shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Doing the dumbest shit.
Yeah, they gotta bring that shit back.
That shit was
That was
fire.
a good game.
You would dunk that shit like 3 times in a row. Boom, boom, boom. That shit was fire.
Motherfucker would jump from half court, do like a floater, and that's a 3. I was like, what the fuck?
Nah, that
Oh
game was
no!
fire.
Did you guys ever play like what's it called? What's that baseball game where it's like you could?
I know what you're talking about.
You
You
can
can
like fight
punch people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I was just
baseball
watching
game?
it.
Yeah.
Damn.
I had it for PS.
I know there was a football game like that. It was called Blitz.
Blitz.
Oh shit, that's gotta be tough. They gotta bring that
So-
shit back. They gotta bring more fun like cartoon.
Yeah,
games like
they
that
be
back.
too serious.
The thing with that
They
is
want to
like,
focus on the graphics.
right.
Yeah.
So the thing with that is like everybody wants their cut. Like in Street 2, you could play as like LeBron James, you could play as Kobe Bryant. That's not gonna fly nowadays because they're gonna be like, well, you're gonna use my likeness. I want some bread off of it, right?
They need
Okay.
like their license.
Like they needed the license type shit.
Wait, wouldn't they need like just the NBA license?
So I believe,
Probably. It depends. It's one of those. It depends.
but then
They
they're
can
gonna
license
be
the
like,
team out. The NBA can license the team, but not the individual
yeah,
players.
not the players. Though.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody's gonna want to cut, and then it's like, all right, you license the NBA side of things. You know they're gonna want a lot of money because without them, the game's not gonna go through. You feel me? And then the player is definitely gonna want some money because even with like NIL deals, like a lot of college players, I think this year was the lowest number of players to enter the draft because of NIL deals.
Oh,
So like more players are not just doing their 1 or 2 years of college and then going to the league. They're staying because a lot of them, if you're not the best of the best, you're gonna make more money in college,
Gotcha.
which makes sense.
Stay there 5
Makes
years.
sense.
Makes sense. Because think about it, you get an NIL deal and you get to go to school for free, and if you're a star there, they're gonna treat you right. Or you could go to and the NFL, NBA, become.
And you could hoop and you could change schools, right? Every year.
Yeah, you could do that. The transfer portal.
Yeah.
But there was a quarterback. I believe he went to Tennessee. He was making like 80 mil or something.
Okay.
Off of NIL deals. That's probably like an
crazy.
inflated number, 80 mil. But his dad was like in his ear saying, "Yo, if they're not gonna give you more money, enter the draft portal or something like that." And it kind of fucked over the organization that he was with. Because it's like he's chasing the money.
Hey man, listen, if you're gonna pay me more money, like,
But doesn't that kind of like now you're just building super teams off how much you could pay them? It kind of like back in the day, if you get a D1 offer, you'll be excited. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, oh, I'm going to school here, playing here. Now it's like, all right, I'm here. Yeah, this is cool, but I could get 80 mil over there. And even though it's not like the same level of competition and the team is way worse, and you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it kind of like skews everything. So if you're throwing more money out there, all those players are going to go to that specific team. And it kind of like makes it lopsided because now you're just paying to win. Obviously, if I pay 30 5-star players to come to this team,
so
it's going to be nice.
Should the leagues themselves step in and put like caps on how much you can actually spend per player?
Nah, I think it's already too deep in to where if they try to control that shit, it's going to be kind of like how it was before with like the boosters where they would just do some shicey shit and give you some money on the side. And then that just extends the problem even more. Because even Johnny Manziel, he was like, he got in trouble for like signing autographs. Like some dude paid him mad money just to sign a whole bunch of memorabilia.
Ain't got in trouble for that?
And you can't do that back in the day. Because it was just like, you can't really do that.
Okay.
But I don't know, man. It comes to a point where it's like, some people don't do it for the love of the game. They're just chasing bread. But at the same time, it's like, you're eventually doing it to go to the league to make money.
Eventually, that should be your goal.
Facts.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you're doing that, I don't know, man. It kind of like, you're not really benefiting, like the players benefiting, the organization might not benefit because if you're not throwing money out there, you're not going to get players. And it's kind of like, if you're not doing that, then you're just going to continue to suck. Where it could have been like before, you could get like 3 5-star recruits, and now your team is decent, and now you can make a push for something. But if your school's broke and you're not giving them bread, they're not even going to go there. So it comes to a point where it's like, it's not even about the education standpoint or the ability to play at the next level. It's about who's giving out more money.
That is a fact.
And it depends on the player too, though.
Yeah.
Because like say I say a certain player wouldn't want to go to a stacked team because
they're not gonna shine as bright.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You go to a sadder team, you could score your 30, 25, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever points, 20 points in college, and you're gonna you're probably gonna be a lottery pick.
Yeah.
But if you're on a team with a whole bunch of nice people,
Right.
you're not gonna
get burned.
You're not gonna shine as bright.
And then on the other side of it, what if the school's paying you mad money to sit on the bench?
Exactly.
So what are you gonna do in that point?
I'm sitting on that bench.
And you're just gonna be number 30 or not even or just go undrafted.
Yeah.
That is facts.
Now imagine like you nice as fuck, and then you just sitting on the bench in school. Remember the Blue Mountain State? How the quarterback was nice and he just didn't give a fuck. He just wanted to be on the team.
Oh no, that's facts. That is facts.
Yeah, he just wanted to be on the team and party. And he didn't care about playing the game. He just wanted to be on the team because then he gets invited to all the Ragers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's really what's happening.
That was a show.
Yeah, you never seen BMS?
Nah.
Oh yeah, go search that show up.
What was that? 2000 in the early 2000s?
Nah,
that was
it's
like
your
in the
boy
10s.
in it. The brolic nigga Jack Ryan,
Jack.
the
Oh.
linebacker.
Oh shit. Yeah, I need to check that shit out.
No, that show is
is
top
goated.
tier comedy.
Jack Ryan.
Comedy.
Right? That's his name, right? Jack
That's
Ryan
who-
on Prime. Remember the buff nigga? Yeah. He's in it.
That's
The guy that plays that?
Yeah.
that's who.
He has his own show. I didn't even know that.
That's who should be the DCU Batman.
Yeah. He's gonna look weird with.
I don't know
He's
about
gonna
got
look
the
weird with
build.
dark hair.
You got the build.
He got the build.
I don't know. I feel like his face is too funny. Like whenever after you watch Blue Mountain State, like his face is just generally funny. I don't know. It's funny.
Wait,
looking.
it's like a comedy show?
Yeah, it's a comedy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious show.
But it's like the quarterback that I was saying before. He's roommates with the mascot. The mascot is freaked out.
He's my spirit
bad.
animal.
You're like the kicker.
On the kicker.
The kicker was like a druggie. He was just taking like ketamine and just going out there doing some dumb shit.
It's like it's a college.
Yeah, it's a college
football show. That show like that is golden, man.
Yeah, there's no more TV shows out like that anymore. And I don't think they can because that show was fucking off the wall. Yeah. Like some of the episodes. You remember when they were fucking shoving the up their ass to wake each other?
Bro,
What?
No, that show is wild, bro.
So their mascot's like a goat, like a billy goat. I'm pretty sure like one of the players fucked the goat or something, right?
I think so.
Yo.
That shit was tweaked, like it was tweaked out, bro.
Oh. Nah, Blue Mountain State's definitely a fire show.
Nah, it's top 5 for sure.
But going back into this GTA topic, we keep going really far
Yeah,
off.
what the fuck? How we get talk about GTA? Talk about NIL deals. What the fuck is going on?
No, what the fuck,
How
bro?
did we even get there?
Yo, what the? Oh, what the
Yeah, no,
fuck?
we're really far off. We're really far off. But going back into this GTA,
Though we had
business,
an NBA topic.
it's dropping next year. Do you think that Rockstar
Is
might?
it game of the
might be
game of the
bluffing?
century? Yes.
Well, no, do you think
bluffing? Nah,
Do you
nah,
think
nah.
they're bluffing?
Nah, I think that's
This
stamped.
is like the final push.
Yeah, that's stamped.
They've already spent
And they put
almost $2 billion on this game. That's how long.
Didn't
this
they
has been
say
developing.
it was like the game to develop the game? It was more money than one of the tallest buildings.
And the Burj Khalifa? Yeah,
Oh shit!
that's how much money
It took
they've
longer and more bread. Like that's crazy.
Honestly,
I want to know, like, with that much money, like, what's the resources? Like, what the frick goes into a game that you need that
so
much
this
money?
is what I'm thinking. Like they're gonna
It's
release this
the
GTA.
optimization.
Wait, $2 billion, right?
Yeah,
It's
they're gonna
crazy.
drop the game and then they're just gonna keep adding stuff to it, like down the line.
Yeah,
There's gonna be,
they said
85 DLCs.
They said it's gonna be like Fortnite. You know how
Yeah.
Fortnite just go crazy.
Yeah, they'll just
going.
keep revamping. So when you're building this type of project that's going to be a long scale project over time that you're just going to keep editing, you have to have a base project that is malleable. To do that, you have to make sure that it's super, super optimized. So the fact that they showed you that trailer and they told you that it was running on a base P5, that means that game is prepared for the long run to run literally on the phones eventually. Eventually, that would be what they would be aiming for at $2 billion worth of fucking R&D.
Yo,
Now,
fucking
do you
billion,
think-
not million.
They're gonna incorporate RP into the actual game because that's technically like a market they could tap into. T Grizzly made so much money off his private server.
He's gonna tell you right now.
You think that if I
Don't
was
get into this
Rockstar,
No, the people. Don't you remember the people that Rockstar like was about to sue, and then
So there was
they
a
hired
development team that did mods for the game at one point that got sued by Rockstar. So Rockstar, in their settlement, they actually ended up settling with this group. They actually hired that group to go and work for them on GTA 6. So a lot of like the high resolution like mods that you can get on GTA 5 after the fact, they actually hired the same people that made those mods to work on GTA 6. That's how good their work was. They actually got hired by GTA.
wait, I thought it was the RP people.
I don't think it was a roleplay server. Like it was specifically a mod team. Like this team made mods for the game for GTA 5.
what do you think? Like if I was Rockstar, I'll work that in because that's just like, a way to make extra money.
Okay.
Keep them locked into the game.
That's the thing. So whenever you make the mods or add mods to GTA 5 specifically, it becomes way more graphically demanding. So assuming that this game is as graphically demanding, if not less than GTA 5, and yet they somehow got all of the 4K graphics, 8K graphics, or whatever it is down packed, probably money well spent if that's the case.
Right.
If it's the case.
So when we join online, what's our gang gonna be called?
Los. Oh no, they didn't. I'm tweaking. They did not hire role play people. Some rumors said they might be inspired by GTA roleplay servers, but no, they did not.
Okay.
I'm tweaking.
So they're taking inspiration.
Yeah, they hired a team that was making mods for the GTA 5, but it wasn't like our RP server group. Yeah. But yeah, that's something that
Go
ahead.
Not the name, right? I don't think the name is that important. What I want to know is our costume. What's our costume gonna look like? What's our apparel?
It depends. What do you think they're gonna add into this game? They're gonna go crazy with
They're
it.
gonna add everything.
Yeah, they're gonna go crazy with it.
You think they're gonna do face scan for your online?
Oh, I actually said that too. I wish they do that.
I personally
think so?
I wouldn't want that because the problem is like games that have done it normally they do it like an app on your phone, have you scan that and then it uploads from there. But it's like I don't know where my face scan is being sent. Like, what if the company that's doing the translation over from the phone app over into the game is like working for the government or some shit, and now the government has your face?
But did you see that there's an artist that would collect cigarette butts and gum, and like they would print out like what you would look like? Like they would collect it off the street, they would run it, and through your genetics, it would just actually tell you what
somebody
they look
did
like.
that.
Yeah, and it's like an art exhibit.
What the fuck?
Isn't that wild?
That's
looks
more than wild. That should be illegal.
So it's not like I'm looking at you right now. It doesn't look like that. It looks like, have you played like SmackDown versus Raw 2008?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that.
It's a guesstimate of what you would look like. That's still insane.
Is it accurate?
I don't know what they actually look like because they actually pick it up from like the street and like the gum,
and they take like the saliva,
or like your DNA,
what
and then I guess they run genetics on it.
Well, like they like the whole body.
No, it's just a face.
It's the face.
Just a face.
And and it's an art exhibit.
Mm-hmm.
What the?
Yeah, kind of.
That would be insane.
But they've been doing that for like a whole bunch of. Because like, did you see what female Neanderthals look like?
No, I did not.
They look like dudes. I'm not gonna lie. they re-released like a female Neanderthal would look like, and it's just like an old man. Honestly,
can you fix it with makeup?
What do you mean by that?
What's it sound like?
Yo, but that's great. Like when you really think about it, like think about 5-10 years from now, like there's gonna be a weirdo picking up saliva, like just waiting for the right girl to throw their gum, and just so they could pick it up, and then they could go home and
make a replica of her
and make a clone out of her, and you'd be like, yeah, and just throw it on a fucking like. Really think about it.
I feel like
crazy.
I feel like something like that would be super regulated. Once we get to the point where anybody can do it, that's got to be super regulated. I would imagine.
If you got the bread, you probably could just do whatever you want.
Now,
yo, you picking up a gum and you could find out like what a person looks like. Like that's crazy.
But think about it like this: have you ever been like on a field trip to like the police station?
No.
So
what kind of criminal ass school are you going to?
Bro, no. I definitely heard of like your police station
school,
and you just see what they do.
on straight.
But I heard
that's what they
like,
brought you to.
They'd be like, oh, you could do your fingerprintings. Thinking like, oh, that'd be cool. See how it is to get fingerprinted. Motherfucker, they're keeping that shit.
Yeah.
And then if you commit a crime, they're just bringing it up.
Yo, that's crazy. Wait, and you put your fingerprint?
No, not me. I never been to a police station.
Wait, what? What?
You lived 30 plus years. You've never been to a police station.
They know I'm a threat.
Wait, you didn't? Wait, you didn't do the field trip?
No. I heard that's what they do.
Okay,
it's like when they give you a tour of the police station, they show you the fucking dogs and shit like that. And then like if you want to see how people get fingerprinted, they'll show you how they do it. But I'm saying like that's a great ploy to be like, oh yeah, here, do a little. You fucking 10 years old thinking it's just like arts and crafts going in the fucking database. True or false?
That's
That's what
I believe
was
that.
doing.
Yeah.
And that's something that's really, especially with like the police right now, they've been really integrating AI into how they manage the police force. So one of the really big debates that they're having is around predictive policing, where essentially they use past crime data to use AI to then project where crime is going to happen, most likely going to happen, and put police in that area before it happens.
What?
So that's something that they're doing now. Now, a lot of critics say a part of the problem with that type of policing is that using past data that we know historically has been like put into communities to over police certain groups is normally going to then create that bias in the AI itself. So you might not be actually catching all of the crimes or the most serious crimes that are happening because the police are being sent to where they were in the past.
Okay.
So that's something that a lot of people are criticizing. Something that they've also started implementing is that they actually have like sonars that get placed around the city in certain neighborhoods that essentially when they hear this, what the machine perceives to be a gunshot, the different sensors will pick it up and they'll like triangulate where that sound came from and they can send the police there. Like that's useful, but you have to do that all over the city. You shouldn't just do that in certain neighborhoods. That's kind of fucked up if you ask me.
I feel like even that would take a lot to implement into every city.
You shouldn't do it in every city, probably
like
major
New York.
cities. Yeah, major cities.
York.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
Like I feel like that type of policing is okay if you do it evenly across the board. Predictive policing, I feel like that type of policing is probably not the best idea because it's based on old data. If you were starting from scratch and just sending random police officers all over the city and then seeing where the crime happens, that's different. I would be like, all right, we can let that slide. That's just.
But if you're doing that, that's kind of like what they're doing now without the technology. So why would they even implement it? You know what I'm saying?
But eventually, the AI would optimize it. So the goal is to have
get it down the line.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see that? Was it Thailand is implementing like a robot police?
No, I did not see that.
I saw it might have been fake news, but they're implementing robot police with actual face scan technology. So if like you're walking by it and it knows like it's scanning your face and knows you're a criminal, it would like alert and detain.
Now here's my thing. I think that China has figured that out a way better because they have that social credit system. So all of the CCTV that's in the area automatically scans your face 24/7 when you're walking through town. You don't really have to spend money on robots if you have cameras everywhere. So China has that shit down packed to a science. You actually could go into a store in China and pay just with your face and like at a store counter because they know who you are based off of how many cameras they have around the city. That's how advanced they are.
So when you say
just
social
walk
credit,
out, grab something and you just walk out.
Yeah, they know like exactly what account to charge it to and everything. Yeah.
oh, that's crazy. But when you say like social credit, it's like that one show that's like it'll bring up an actual score and it depends if people fuck with you or not. Is that what you mean?
To an extent. So China's social credit system is like behavior based. So if like you exhibit certain behaviors that are detrimental to the people around you, that lowers your social score, and that could determine what schools you go to, what jobs you get, and stuff like that. And it'll affect it that way. But at the same time, if you do good things, that could also boost your social credit score. So that's how their system works.
So like what? So say you're outside with the cameras. There's like an old lady, you help her with her bags, across the street. That's the social credit?
I don't know if that'll affect it going up, but let's say like you litter and they catch that on camera. That'll take it down. Yeah. So I don't know what exactly are the like parameters that they use to make it go
That's
up.
kind of. What do you think about that though?
crazy.
That's kind of crazy though. Like, well, imagine you can't even walk outside and just feel like private. Like there's no privacy.
And who determines the ratings?
You can't even fart.
The government.
Like what the fuck? You won't see the smoke coming out.
Yo, you
that
imagine
crazy?
you litter, you go down like 2 rankings, you
You're a
save
peasant now.
you save like children from burning house, you only go up half a point. That would be
Yo,
fucking insane.
Nah, that would be crazy. And then like, let's say like they catch you like littering and you just lose your job. You imagine that? That would be insane.
And you ain't really litter, like you threw it and then the wind blew it out. Now you're homeless. That's fucking wild. Do you think we'll get to that point in the United States?
2070.
It depends. I can't predict this country right now. We're doing too many things that are just like it makes no sense to go in that trajectory. So it's like I
Too worried
I don't
about
know.
having guns. That's what we worry about. Yeah, have a gun. Yeah,
talking-
freaking. Yeah, I have a big head. Freaking glasses. Yeah.
I think he's talking to you.
God.
He's throwing shots and it's not at me.
Nah, I'm joking. But what do you think? You think we prioritize, say, the military Like a lot, but like say China,
A lot.
But the
way
China,
too much.
But the China military is on par with us, or it's close.
Close, and that's the scary part about it. So we spent close to $1 trillion. We were like $3 billion short this year on our new military budget, and I think China, Russia, India, and like 5 other countries still don't match our amount of spending on our military.
India and Pakistan are about to go at it.
They've already gone at it. They've
yeah.
actually started striking each other. They are officially.
I heard. Wait,
at war.
who hit first? Was it India sent Pakistan? Or
So,
Pakistan
from my
sent-
understanding, Pakistan, some insurgent
like a
group or
bag of
something
shit?
like that. What the fuck? So, from my understanding, how I'm understanding this is that Pakistan had some type of group that killed or murdered people in India. India, as retaliation, essentially kicked everybody from Pakistan out of the country. And then on top of that, they cut off like the water supply, their food supply, any type of aid, and any type of treaties that they had. They canceled all of that. And just this weekend, apparently, India struck Pakistan. Now, this is a tense situation.
Before you go any deeper, so Pakistan was providing India with all this water. And
They
stuff.
had a treatment. They had like a treaty specifically for certain aid and humanitarian stuff.
But isn't India like 4 times bigger than Pakistan?
I don't know, like, do you mean like by population or by like land?
Well, both.
I don't know if it's 3 times. They're bigger in size generally, yes.
And population, though.
Population, yes, absolutely.
I would figure it'd be the other way around. Like India would try to help Pakistan. I don't know. Keep going.
Wait, what's the most populated place? Is
China.
It? Oh, China.
China's the most populated.
But
country.
China's big as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But India is close, isn't it?
India's number 2, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
And India is fucking small.
So the crazy part is, if you were to take a random sample of 100 people from the entire world just at random, that means 50 of them would be Chinese. I think like another 60 or another 10 or 20 are going to be Indian, and then the rest are going to be like 1 or 2 from every other country.
You said 50 are gonna be
At
Chinese.
least close to 50 of them will be Chinese.
Yo,
Yeah.
and 20 Indian.
And about 20 or something like that.
No, you
are
mean
gonna be-
Chinese or Asian?
Yeah.
No, Chinese.
Oh,
Straight
Chinese.
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 Okay.
Yeah, they make up almost 50% of the population.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. That is insane. But yeah, going back to the Pakistan and India situation. So this is a very dangerous situation that we're in because these are both nuclear superpowers. We have not had 2 nuclear superpowers strike each other like this in decades. This is not normal in any way, shape, or form. In our lifetime, we've never experienced two superpowers like this striking each other. So that could get very, very south very quickly. Very quickly.
Hasn't it gone south?
Shit,
technically?
it's just-
They're shooting at each other, but we haven't got to nukes yet, luckily. We haven't devolved into nuclear warfare.
That's
So
They could.
that whole
But
we
area
haven't.
is gonna be like a war zone at this point because India versus Pakistan, was it Gaza versus Israel?
Uh-huh.
Then we got Russia and Ukraine.
Okay.
So isn't that like a whole just
that whole side.
There, to an extent. So you still have South Korea still hasn't gone to war or anything like that. Japan is still doing that.
North Korea's probably just waiting.
They
Somebody
probably-
says-
they ready
waiting for
just to
Tyson to
say,
kick
they
off.
ready just say fuck it. Hit the red button
Nah, that's facts.
Kim Jong Un is just there with like little fucking
with a telescope.
telescopes like this.
Just fixed, ready to go.
waiting.
like who? Like Plankton? Like Plankton looking at the.
He's just waiting.
Now, I'm curious because I want to see if China tries anything aggressive with Taiwan specifically. So our stance for the U.S. specifically in the past was that we would defend Taiwan's sovereignty because they believe that they're independent from China, but China thinks that Taiwan is still a part of China. If China gets aggressive and decides to take Taiwan, that would be strategically bad for the US to the point that we're going to have to get involved because all of our computer chips and shit come from Taiwan. So if we really want to see a World War III kick off, that'll be the football that sends everything flying. That'll be kickoff.
How do you feel about this, right? You know how we would get drafted to go into a war, right?
Okay.
So if
I
you
Dominican.
get forced to fight in a war that has nothing to really do with you just because people want to get greedy,
Okay.
what if you just don't show up?
So that's
You
something.
get imprisoned and then you do forced labor. Isn't that like the most fucked up shit ever?
So I was actually reading a book. It's A People's History of America, and in the book, I believe the author is Howard Zinn. And in the book, they actually go over the history of like when the draft first got instituted. Of the first 100 people, how many you think that got drafted actually ended up going to war?
36.
Only 10 of them. 10 of the first 100 actually went to war. The other 90 actually were draft dodgers. They actually, in the book, they actually go into the story of like how 2 black teens down south went into the woods with shotguns, and one guy shot off his arm or his entire like 4 fingers on his hand, and the other one shot off his leg. That's how opposed everybody was to the draft. They were not going to war. They were not on board with going to war.
That's crazy.
Insane.
It is really wild because you have like the people who like initiated and would start it, but those aren't the motherfuckers on the front lines. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
absolutely
Like
not.
back in the day, like you were the king of your country, or like what's this guy's name? Genghis Khan. He would ride in there.
You had to.
Front of the line, ready to go.
You have to inspire the people to actually go to
Exactly.
fucking war.
And now it's just like, all right, we're gonna send you over here. Just come back alive and you know do what you got to do
that's
while
what they do.
while they're like chilling.
Now, do you guys agree? First of all, do you guys agree with the draft? Do you guys are you on board with that idea, that concept?
I mean, when does the draft go into place? Because we have people that are
When
like
you don't
reserves.
have when
and,
you don't
like,
have enough people that are volunteering, then you start off the draft.
then you start drafting.
Yeah.
I mean, it really depends. I guess it's kind of situational.
Now,
me,
constitutionally, how it's protected is that this is in order to protect the country.
Right.
So your rights kind of get thrown out the window because we won't have
you
a
gotta
country
protect-
if you don't protect.
But that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like, I feel like if they would come to invade us,
Uh-huh.
then yeah, you gotta get active. But if you're gonna go send us across the across the
world?
the world and shit, that's kind of like a different story.
Gotcha.
Because like obviously you're gonna defend your home turf, but if we're gonna go and invade,
So you feel
with
as
no
long as
military experience, you're gonna get blown up.
So you feel that
sugarcoat it.
you feel that the draft would be okay as long as it's within, let's say, what's the maximum that they would be able to move you?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the maximum like radius? How far from your home?
If
To
somebody
Canada.
Canada is as far as they can move you
from your home,
from your home.
anywhere in the United States,
Okay, that's reasonable. Compared to what the current draft situation would be, it would be literally anywhere in the world.
Right.
So that's
you
reasonable.
gotta defend your home turf.
Now, the current draft is only instituted for men 18 plus. No women are included in that. Do you feel like that's a violation of your constitutional rights right there because women aren't included? Or do you think that that's just
Keep the
So
women
wait,
at
it is.
home, man. Keep the women at home.
For repopulation purposes, because like,
Uh-huh.
I mean, what if they volunteer themselves to go in? Would that?
But that's the thing. You start the draft because people aren't volunteering.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I bet. Because I'm thinking of it like this, right? If we go, we get smoked, blown to smithereens, right? we we need people here to repopulate,
Okay.
right? So I don't know, man.
If all the men are getting blown up, who's going to repopulate?
No, it was
what I'm
not
saying.
men.
No, we
Isn't
don't-
it like the firstborn doesn't go?
No, there's no rule like that. It's literally 18 plus men up until the age of 30.
I'm saying like before you go to war, you gonna do your thing into a little cup, and then your woman's gonna keep that, and that's how you gonna repopulate.
And that's how they repopulate.
So artificially.
So personally, I'm on board with the draft, but I feel like they should switch it to make it so that women also have to enlist. But there's a caveat. So for both men and women, if you enlisted to the draft, you can essentially skip a round of drafting if you do, like, let's say 1 year of military service after high school or something like that. Like something like that would be perfect for most people.
I'm not gonna lie, like there's too many strong ass niggas in this world for me to be in the fucking draft. Like, like if the fucking military not looking at fucking strong Joe who fucking lifts fucking 150 pounds with one fucking finger.
But they're gonna chain that into you.
That's what train.
Yeah,
what?
that's part of it.
Melly gonna carry the canteens.
Motherfucker, they better put me with the fucking chef making the motherfucking food, boy. Hell nah.
They give you some training. It's not like you're just getting thrown out into the
And I
battlefield.
tell you, the training they better give me is behind a computer, setting up fucking rocket to blow some shit up.
Yeah, they're not doing
Yeah,
all that.
you're not getting that shit, bro.
So I'm not trying.
Desk job.
Hell no.
You had to work hard for that.
Like the first stories, the dude took off his 4 fingers.
Yeah, that's literally how against the draft people
So
work.
I'm saying
People
I
do
got
not
6.
want to go
I got
to
6
war.
other fingers. What I need those for?
Brian, you going front lines?
Am I going for am I given the option or am I being drafted?
If you're getting drafted.
I'm going out with a bang. Fuck that. I'm going out with a bang. I'm going front line.
They gonna remember
Put
your
right
name?
at Storming Normandy.
They gonna put.
That's where you need to put me at.
They gonna put his ass out there with no helmet on. Like,
Might as well.
do your thing, bud. They gonna pat him. Do your thing, bud.
Oh shit.
Have Brian as a suicide bomber. Just run in there, buddy. You got it. That's
shit.
fucking crazy.
He said, "You got it."
You got it, bud. He said, "All right." Nah, but it's kind of crazy though. Like, you think World War III is that close?
I unfortunately feel like we're literally at the cusp of it. This year, every country globally has spent more on their military than the last 40 years. So we are literally, we just need something to just give it a push. That's all we need at this point.
Bro, imagine
Imagine World War III before GTA 6, man.
I'll be tight. I will be honest. If
Man,
Rockstar
and then it
lets that
delays it
happen,
again.
Word.
'Cause nobody would be playing that. Everybody, nah. But imagine how like more advanced we would all be if everybody just like worked together in order to like advance technology.
Like if we all
Crazy
worked
enough-
together, it looked like you ever see the movie? What's that one Disney movie or is it a Pixar movie? It's the Meet the Robinsons.
So here's something crazy about
Ever
this.
seen that?
Yeah,
I actually think the opposite of that would be true.
Cap.
So if we actually did not go, I'll give you an example. If we did not go into World War II, we would not have super glue. We would not have nuclear power. Have what's it called, Velcro. We would not have the Jeep. There's so many inventions that come from war. It's one of those things that it's a necessary evil because it pushes us to be better.
And then you want to tell me that we don't strive off of negativity.
Well, no. That's in the goal of trying to end the war. All of these inventions get created along the way.
But I feel like we could have invented super glue just to invent it. You know how many creations were made just by making it?
That's a problem. Super glue was actually discovered on accident. So what the creator originally was trying to do, he was trying to make a clear plastic that you could actually, that would be bulletproof, that you could put like in front of the handguard of a gun, so you could actually like see through it without getting shot.
Really?
That was the original
I
intent.
deadass thought that shit was made to like seal wounds.
No. Well, no, that's one of the secondary things that they actually found about it was the fact that you could actually put it on wounds and it would like on your skin specifically, it was really like adhesive to the point where you wouldn't even need staples. So they found that out after the fact. But the original purpose was a weapon of war. So it's how they discovered super glue.
Damn.
Yeah.
How close do you think we are to like having like a nuclear black hole weapon?
Oh shit.
Like you
Far,
just set
very
it
far.
off and it's like a black hole right there.
Very far from something like that.
Black hole.
That'd be insane technology. We were talking like, so to create a weapon like that, you would
Like
have
the Gersh
to
device.
you would have to be able to control gravity first off. It would be a gravity device. Once we learn how to manipulate gravity, then we'll talk about like weapons on how to like actually use it as a weapon. But yeah, we're not that advanced yet.
When are we gonna have bing bong, bing bong? When are we gonna have a thunder gun?
You mean like a railgun? We have that now.
Oh.
We have railguns now.
Well, let me ask you this question though. How possible is it for a zombie apocalypse?
I don't know.
And if it's a zombie apocalypse,
thing-
what type of zombies would it be?
One thing that COVID taught
Brian
me.
BT, let me know.
One thing that
And make it
COVID
simple.
taught me is it would spread a lot faster than we would first of all think. So it wouldn't even have to be like that crazy.
Oh.
And then on top of that, people aren't going to believe it. They're going to be like, oh, they're lying to us again.
Oh,
It's just
it'll spread way
a meth
faster.
head. It's just a meth head.
yeah.
It's just people aren't going to
That's what I
believe it's real.
hate
They're just going
people.
to pretend to live life.
Imagine you see a zombie walking down the street and you see it like on the news. Oh yeah, there's zombies. You already know somebody gonna walk up to him and be like, "Yo,
You okay?
yeah, be okay," or be like, "Yo."
Then they're gonna get bit, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm feeling symptoms," and gonna be around people, and then they.
What type of zombies are we going to get? Yeah, are we talking like
Yeah,
World War Z
alright.
zombies? Or are we talking Walking Dead?
Probably Walking Dead. I feel like if there was gonna be a zombie apocalypse, it's gonna be like this. You know how the parasites infect the ants? I feel like do like a evolutionary jump
Okay.
to where they could do bigger animals.
Oh,
So now it's just like not real zombies, but it's like more parasitic. You know what I'm
Gotcha,
saying?
gotcha.
And then that's
Like The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Is that what happened there?
it's like
That's
like a
part of the
spore.
plot.
It's like a spore.
Yeah, the spores jump off
Oh,
the fungus.
there you go.
And then that affects the people.
Damn, bro, look at me. I could have made that fucking video game myself.
Not too much now.
Sheesh. I had the whole plot in my mind.
But to be clear, you didn't.
They just beat me to the punch.
Yo,
That's what happened.
so now let me ask you this, both of y'all, this question: what's the better game developer, Naughty Dog or Rockstar Games?
Rockstar, hands down.
You think Rockstar?
Naughty Dog is up there, but Rockstar. Like every game that I've ever played from Rockstar has been iconic. Like they made all of the what's it called? What's that racing game? Midnight Clubs. That's
Oh, yeah,
Rockstar.
yeah.
Like that game was. Those games are iconic in my childhood.
Nah, Rockstar is fire.
They've been cooking since day one.
Naughty Dog is probably top 3 though.
Has there ever been like let's say, you know how you have like really good developers? They ever team up like an all-star team and just do something?
Ooh, that would
Do
be
they
crazy.
Do they
Prob-
just stick to their kind of like?
I know, like Call of
Their
Duty used
lane.
to do that.
Well, they used to switch developers
like-
every game, didn't they?
Yeah, they used to.
It was like Activision and Treyarch,
Treyarch, yeah.
Yeah, and then
or
Activision.
no,
and,
Activision and Infinity Ward. And now it's like Sledgehammer is like doing their own. Oh yeah, it was Sledgehammer and Infinity Ward, but now Sledgehammer makes their own games now.
Oh yeah.
But I think you mean like an actual like.
Like I feel like,
Like a
the
story-
best developers
like a
like
story
they
type
just team up and make a game.
No, that wouldn't make sense because the
Well, like-
problem is that they're competing against each other in the markets.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'd say something like
Has that ever happened in the past where they just got the best team, assembled it, and then like made a game and then they
Maybe
split
after
off
the
that?
developers left the company that they were working for to like form a new company. Like yeah, that definitely happens.
Word.
Yeah, but not like two rival competitors coming together and fucking making games. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
oh, Marvel versus Capcom. Nah, I'm tweaking. If it was like
think that's
Marvel
just
versus DC, that would have been crazy. That would have been fire.
In a fighting game or what type of game?
Yeah, in a fighting game, like more like you know how there was a Mortal Kombat versus DC,
Okay.
like a DC versus Marvel. That would have been crazy.
How many fucking superhero games are gonna do, bruh?
If they do
name,
one
but
like
I'm-
that, everybody's playing that. I'm gonna be honest. Everybody's gonna want to play it.
Damn.
That's gonna be like DC Online, but with like Marvel heroes.
Yeah.
I'm saying like a Mortal Kombat type game.
It depends on how they do the story. I feel like those games are really story driven. So depending on like who the main like last character you're gonna fight is, that'll really like alter like how good of a game it could
Just
be.
make it Galactus. Make
You
it
want a bad guy to be the main guy, or do you want
the main
like,
villain.
Yeah, or do you want one of the like the
The,
heads?
the main
Do you
guy.
want like Iron Man as the main villain or fucking Batman? That should be fucking tough. You could go crazy with a storyboard like that.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
you crazy.
All I'm saying is GTA 6 better be fucking hard.
And I know better. It's gonna be McNasty. It's
is
gonna
gonna
be
be- like,
AP. It's gonna
literally-
be.
Started off at GTA, went to World War, NIL deals, football, Blue Mountain State, and this episode has gone over the time limit.
How far are we into the
It's
recording?
just been like an hour and a half.
Holy fuck. Yeah, we're 2 hours plus in recording on my end. So yeah, we are. Do we want to go to
All right.
3, 2, 1. All right, gentlemen, but we've babbled long enough here. That brings us to the end of the podcast. We went really far off topic, gentlemen. What do we think on that? We're all over the place this episode.
We just had a lot to get
had a lot to
off.
say.
Yeah.
It was
felt
a
like
good conversation today. Good conversation.
I felt like I haven't been here in like 2 weeks. What the hell? I felt like that.
I feel like, have we not seen each other for like 2 weeks? We did record 2 episodes back.
No, we recorded last week.
Yeah, we did record last week.
We did record last week.
Oh, it was on Tuesday though.
That's throwing us off. So right now we're like testing out a new upload schedule and a recording schedule. So we're doing it during the week instead of the weekend. So we have our weekends free and shit like that. I personally think I like this new format. I'm gonna be honest. Three main topics we're talking about, and then the recording on the weekday. I think like the flow has been a lot better. What do you guys think?
I like it.
Okay.
Topics are fresher by the time, because before we used to record on Saturdays, but the video wouldn't drop until Wednesday. So I feel like recording on a Wednesday, dropping on Friday, our topics are still fresh.
That is a fact.
So y'all could get
the same week.
more relatable content, like 100 Humans versus a Gorilla, which is our most watched videos officially. As of today, is our most watched video with us 3 in it.
Okay. That's good.
Fuck with it.
We're doing numbers. How on target are we to hit our target of, what was it, 100,000 views or something like that?
So we are at 46K views. That's only on YouTube. If we're including TikTok, we'll be like at 47. But we're in May, so we're 2 months into Q2, with another month left to go, and we're already almost at 50K views.
We are on track.
Yeah, we're on track to hit 100K. We need y'all to subscribe though. We need subscribers.
Yes, absolutely.
Just subscribe. If you're tuning in, regardless, just subscribe. I know
you're passing by.
Yeah. I know we're spread across a lot of platforms. Some people just prefer to watch to listen to the podcast, and then some people like to watch the videos. But just subscribe. That's all. It doesn't matter what platform you're on.
This week, we're also dropping the Hot Ones 2 Part 2 video officially on YouTube. What day are we going to drop that?
We're dropping
Before
that
or after this pop?
But they gonna see it when they see it, because what we gonna say Tuesday,
just
and then
subscribe,
tomorrow.
Turn the notifications on.
Notifications on. It's gonna be on YouTube exclusive. You'll see the clips. Once you see the clips, you know it's up live on the channel.
That is facts. All right, but that takes us to the end of this episode. If you guys liked the episode, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
We did